Hi! Does your child resist and not eat all the nutritious food that you give him? Does she eat only one specific food? Then you might have a picky eater at home. In this video, we will talk about what are the normal eating habits of toddlers, what might be some of the reasons why your toddler is a picky eater and why it might just be normal, and lastly, we will talk about tips on what you can do at home for your picky eater. And this is from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Hi, I am Dr. Kristine Kiat. I'm a board-certified pediatrician. And in my channel, I give you weekly videos for any question that you might have in order to help you raise happy and healthy kids. Tips for your picky eater. First off, let us talk about the normal eating habits of a 1-year-old. So at age 1, your child can bite well, and your child is able to eat mashed, chopped, and grounded food. They can also use their tongue to move the food from side to side, and they can occasionally chew with their mouth closed. Then, at 18 months, they can eat chunky food such as meat and vegetables. They can also drink from a cup without spilling liquid from their mouth. At 18 months, they can also start feeding themselves with a spoon, although there will be some food spilling off from the spoon. And at this time, they will start to refuse certain foods. At age 2, these kids already know the difference between food and non-food items. They also start to have some preference to food, so they already have their likes and dislikes. And also, they can drink from a cup well without spilling liquid, and they can chew their food well without spilling the food. They can also use the spoon to scoop food up, and they can use the fork to stab the food and bring it to mouth. And then, between 2 to 3 years of age, these kids start to eat the same food as the whole family. And around this time, they can feed themselves using the spoon and fork. At around this time as well, they already develop definite food preferences. So at this time, they start to become picky eaters. Now we go to some of the reasons why your kid might be a picky eater. And one reason might be food neophobia. It describes the refusal of a toddler or a preschooler to take any new food even without tasting them. Do not worry, food neophobia is normal and common among these young children. Research has shown that the percentage of picky eaters that were identified increased from 19% to 50% from 4 months of age going on 24 months of age. And food neophobia and picky eaters has been found in children of both sexes, so both boys and girls, in all ethnicities, and in all ranges of household income. And then another reason might be autonomy struggles, or your toddler trying to gain independence. What does this mean exactly? So in the life of the toddler, they basically just control 3 things, and this is sleeping, going to the toilet, and eating, while the parent controls everything else. So if a toddler who is trying to become independent feels suffocated with the rigid schedule or too many boundaries or too little opportunity for free and independent play, then their eating can become problematic. Research has shown that toddlers with parents who are controlling and overbearing leads to children becoming fuzzier. And the last reason for your picky eater might be just due to genetics. So, as nature has made it, toxic foods are unpalatable to taste, which protects your children from accidental ingestion of toxic foods. At birth, Children prefer sweet and savory taste and dislike bitter taste. If you've noticed, poisonous substances taste bitter, which is why children avoid them. So basically, the reason is just genetic and natural, that children are averse to bitter tasting food. Now we go to the fun part, on the tips on what you can do to help your picky eater. As a reminder, be patient. Try not to get frustrated with the typical toddler behavior because it is just normal for toddlers to be picky eaters. It is your job as a parent to prepare healthy meal choices and just believe that in time, your child's appetite and eating behavior will improve. In the meantime, here are some tips from the American Academy of Pediatrics. First tip is to share a meal as a family. So family meal times are important, and remember to avoid distractions. So no television and no cell phones. Also, prepare a meal for the whole family and resist the urge of creating a special meal for your child because it only encourages picky eating. What you can do is you can create and you can prepare one food that your child likes, whether he or she eats it or not. Another tip, food fights. So if your child refuses a meal, do not worry about it. It is possible that your toddler might have eaten a big breakfast and he might not be interested in eating for much of the day. It is your responsibility as a parent to provide the food, but it is your child's decision to eat it. So do not worry about it. Just provide the food for your child. Also, it is not a good idea for punishing your child for not eating. And it is not advisable to bribe your child with prices for eating a certain food. Next tip, try and try again. Just because your child refused the food doesn't mean he will not take it in the future. It may take as many as 10 times for your child to taste that food before his or her taste buds actually accept it. So do not give up. Keep offering the healthy food. And try to schedule meals and limit snacks to make sure that your child is hungry when mealtime comes and when new food is going to be introduced. Another tip, variety is the key. Try to offer a lot of healthy vegetable and fruit choices. Also offer high-protein foods such as meat and fish twice a week. And help your child try different tastes and flavors. Another tip, make food fun. So toddlers enjoy foods that are eye-catching and pleasing to their eyes. So they're open to trying new foods that look good. So try to add an extra effort in making fun meals for your child. And also, involve your kids in meal planning. So when you go to the grocery, bring your child along and have him or her pick the fruits and vegetables that you guys will eat for dinner. Another tip is tiny chefs. So have your kids involved in the cooking process, under supervision of course. Some tasks that can be delegated to toddlers and preschoolers can be stirring or counting ingredients or picking herbs from the garden. Another tip is crossing bridges. So once a food is accepted, try crossing bridges with a similar food of, say, similar color, taste, or texture. For example, if your child has accepted mashed sweet potatoes, try offering mashed carrots. And another tip, a fine pair. So try pairing a food that your child does not like to a food that your child likes. So for example, if your child likes cheese, try pairing it with broccoli, which has a bitter taste. And lastly, talk to your pediatrician if you're worried about your child's eating. Your doctor will make sure that your child is getting all the necessary nutrients in order to grow and develop. Don't worry, picky eating is usually a normal stage of your toddler's development. So I want you to be patient with your child as they grow and they mature in their eating habits. Alright, that's the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed watching and you have learned a lot. I'll see you on the next video. Hi! I hope you enjoyed the video. I am here to provide support and help you raise happy and healthy kids. If you have any questions or if you want to suggest a topic, just type in the comments below. And don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the bell button to keep posted. Alright?